it's wonderful to hear these announcements made today, but I'd just like to start by thanking Star Health, the Chair Taz and CEO Damien, and Stonington CEO Jackie Weatherall and Mayor Kate Healy for a wonderful partnership between the City of Stonington, Star Health and, of course, the federal government. We all know that it's been a pretty tough 2020, and as someone who's down here as the first test dummy for testing, I know that the Prahran Town Hall site has been fantastic for the people of Higgins, and with 35,000 tests that have been done for COVID through last year, it's real, it's a real star, I should say, in our local health vision about making sure that we are delivering locally for the people of Higgins, and I'm very, very grateful for the work done with Star Health and the City of Stonington. But of course now we're moving to this vaccination situation, and Australia again is in a very strong position thanks to the Minister and his forward planning with regards to ensuring that we're going to have AstraZeneca produced locally in Australia. And we know the difficulty we had a year ago, it's hard to believe, with regards to access to PPE and access to testing. He sorted out that problem, so well done, and now he's got us AstraZeneca locally made. And it was great to go and look at the clinic and see the vials of locally made AstraZeneca ready and available, safe to use, now being rolled out for those over the age of 50 here at the Prahran Town Hall. And I'll be down here next week. I'm not going to take up the queue because I want to make sure that we get the locals done as soon as possible, and I'll be in the line when there's a bit of a quietness in the queue. But down here we know that it's a fantastic facility with 5,500 vaccines already done. I understand 200 to 250 a day, and an ability to ramp that up. So Star Health, you really should be congratulated on the wonderful work that you're doing, and of course the City of Stonington for making it so easy for Star Health to roll out a really fantastic and feasible, safe and effective vaccination program on the back of a really effective testing program as well. But of course we're here today for what is quite an astounding moment in the history of paediatrics here in Australia. And I say that because as a paediatric trainee and then as a registrar and a young doctor, we used to see patients who had these devastating conditions in the first year of life, young girls and boys in their infancy who would have seizures. Seizures that were activated by fevers that could last for long periods of time, many minutes and up to hours, distressing for families, of course distressing for these gorgeous little babies, but not stopping and keeping on coming. So as a mother myself who has a child with epilepsy, I know how frightening it is not knowing when your child may have an epileptic seizure, and that could be incredibly dangerous for that child. And then to have them, in the case of Dravet Syndrome, which we're talking about today, over and over again during the first few years of life and onwards, but not having any treatment that can actually decrease the amount of seizures they're having and the length of seizures that they're having. So I remember as a young trainee hearing about Professor Ingrid Scheffer and her wonderful work, firstly, to understand the genetic basis of these epileptic syndromes of infancy. And she has actually discovered many hundreds of genes. She's actually a world-leading epileptologist. And then she was part of the trials with regards to finding these new treatments, cannabis oils or cannabinoid treatments, and they've now been trialled. And we're so delighted that the federal government has released for the first time ever on listing the ability for these drugs to be made available for children with these life-threatening conditions, these ongoing epileptic seizures. And by reducing these seizures, it means these children will have the opportunity to develop more normally, and the impact on families is very hard to quantitate. But I know myself that the fear, the anxiety will be brought right down for these literally 116 patients per year that are exposed to these frightening and prolonged seizures. And this drug, which can cost $24,000 a year, will be brought right down to the cost of a script. And that means the world for a family. So I'm delighted to for us as a country, to be in a position to be able to pay for this, to be able to give this opportunity for children affected by Dravet Syndrome to have a more normal life. And congratulations to the Minister, Greg Hunt, for the amazing work that he's done with listing more than 2,600 drugs or amendments on the PBS, or the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme, since 2013. That's an achievement every Australian should feel proud of, and I'm so proud to be down here making this announcement with the Minister, Greg Hunt. Thank you very much.